Hello, good afternoon, and welcome. This is the Commitment of Traders report. It's Saturday, and I start as ever with the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar, it's sort of at an oversold extreme. So the commercials are extremely bearish of this. When we've got to these highs before, we have seen nice big sell-offs. Here we go, from this one here all the way down there. I'm expecting it to sell off, but quite when it's going to start moving, I really don't know. If we go and have a look at the charts, let's move my picture up a little bit. Sorry, AUD/USD. We made a high of 81 on Friday, and we've come down off that high. I was surprised when it went over the 80. This 81 138, that's a historic turning point on the monthly chart, but it's way back in history. The commercials were that's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. This is Tuesday, just below the 80. So it's gone up just over another 100 pips. And I believe the commercials will have increased their short position. We have a commercial short ratio, that's longs against shorts, for this pair of 4.69 to 1. So we are actually getting up towards the 69.1 on the RSI, but I'm waiting for a turn down and for it to cut this trend line. There we go. Move back to the charts. British pound. The commercials, they are fairly long, the British pound, and even as it's moved up, because we've had quite large gains on the British pound this week and last week, they haven't actually sold many of their longs off. So I think maybe we might expect a little bit more upside from this pair. We'll go on to the chart. The pound USD, as you say, let me just say Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So we did have quite a nice high candle on Tuesday, but they didn't actually reduce their shorts, their longs by much. They didn't reduce their longs by much. And we have seen quite a nice upturn to the 132, which was my target. We might just see a little bit more upside in this. We're up to the 69.1 on the RSI. We've got a long ratio of 1.7 to 1. We'll have a look what next week brings. If it was me, I would be out of that. Right. Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar. We are now, the commercials are very bearish of the Canadian dollar. We've seen the oil price actually fall on Friday. There was a new agreement by OPEC which didn't really hit the sides. Every new agreement by OPEC over the last 6 months just ended up as a nothing thing. So even the speculators couldn't push the price up, and we had a fall on Friday. So we're at about 75,000 contracts short for the Canadian dollar. CHF, where's the Canadian dollar? Sorry about that. USD, Canadian dollar. Yeah, we sold off, and it did come back a little bit on Friday. This is way oversold. The commercials have a long ratio for the pair of a 2.14 to 1, and speculators short 2.3 to 1. Well, we'll see what next week brings. I was surprised to see it break through this support here, but we'll look at it over the week. The euro. We have an extreme bearish position here on the RSI, on the commitment of traders report, and we have made fresh highs going up to about 21.21. So if we go and have a look at the charts, wrong one, Euro USD. I didn't really see much upside from here. It surprised me. We had that bad the speech. Zero interest was held, and then Mario Draghi gave a dovish speech, and the euro went up. We also had a bit of weakness on the dollar, which gave us a bit of an extreme. We have got heavy resistance at 122 on this. So I'm not really that worried. The rise has slowed down a little bit. We've had these two large candles up. The speculators are getting a little bit worried. I don't think this has got much further to go. We've actually made a higher high on the candle chart, and we've made a very slightly lower low on the RSI. We're below the 69.1. I think this should fall off on Monday, but we'll see what happens on Monday. Yeah. Japanese yen. We've actually, as we've gained strength in the yen, we've lost some of the long contracts, gained a little bit on last week. We saw this dip in the yen, so we've gained a little bit. I'm sort of expecting a little bit more strength in the yen, but I think that it'll slow up a little bit now. We're getting towards recent highs. We'll have a look at the charts, see what it's doing. USD yen. Wrong one. USD yen. As we can see, there was weakness in the dollar on Friday. I didn't expect this to be broken. The 108,600, that's where I actually sold my short. It's been broken. I don't know whether it can hold that. I am expecting the dollar to come back and firm up next week. So we'll see where it goes. Swiss franc. As we can see, the Swiss franc was a low of about 77. It's now up to highs, and as it's made highs, so the longs have been sold off. We've now had this basically like a double top, and it is making a lower high than it was previously. So we're looking for weakness on this, and waiting for the Swiss franc to maybe come down a little bit of strength in the US dollar. Yeah, USD, Swiss franc. So the commercials have a long ratio of 1.52 to 1, and what we're looking for is strength in the pair, and we're expecting a turn up. We are basically oversold at the moment. We're fairly down on the RSI, and we're looking for a reversal of this over a long period. So whoops, can we? Yeah, so this has been coming down for weeks. It's now at a 6 monthly low of about 94. So we are expecting it to turn back up at some point and start back up. So what we're looking for is strength in the Swiss franc. No, sorry, strength in the dollar, weakness in the Swiss franc. Okay, move swiftly on. USD, Mexican peso. Mexican peso, we're an extreme with this again. You just look at the speculators, how we're opposed, and there is an extreme on the commercials. This is what we like to see. From this point here, where they were very positive, so the Mexican peso has gone up and up and up in value against the dollar. We've got to an extreme position, and we're expecting it now to turn back down. And we'll just have a quick look at the charts. And it's it's sort of flattened off towards the bottom, and I'm waiting for it to come back up and break through this blue trend line here. Weekly. This is a weekly turning point, historic turning point, which gives it resistance. The commercials have got a long ratio of 2.5 to 1, so waiting for that to break to the north. Yep. New Zealand dollar. We have actually come back down quite nicely. The dollar had a lot of strength. It went up to about 75. Is back down now to about the 72. Against certain pairs, I've actually got out because I think I've got. I think it was the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. I've got out because I thought majority of the move had happened. It actually went a little bit further, as it always does. But at the current levels, if we go over and have a quick look on the chart, New Zealand US dollar, we have actually bounced off this support here, and there might be a little bit more downside in this. Commercials have got a short ratio of 2.41 to 1. We've come back up onto the 50 on the RSI. I suspect we're going to bounce back down. It's 20,000 shorts to 8,500 longs. So I'm standing back at the moment against the Japanese yen, but we'll see what happens. I think it should continue down. Energies, crude oil. We're still fairly bearish of this. We did have a nice candle down on Friday. I think that might just start the run and see it come down a lot further, at least down to recent lows. It had a nice little bit of a correction back up. It didn't get up to the 50, which I was hoping. We've had a nice big candle down, so I think that's going to follow through. Metals, silver. Yeah, we are even more bearish of silver, and we did see a red candle on Friday. Looking really for a turnaround a bit on the dollar, and a turnaround on the dollar will weaken the silver price. But this now is at a fair extreme, and I am looking for it to turn down. Stocks, quick look at the S&P 500. Yeah, we're still bearish on that. And this is the Russell 2000 is the one. They are at an extreme bullish of the Russell 2000. So I'm waiting to see what happens with that. Year chart for the USD index. And as you can see, over the 10-year period, when we've got close to an oversold position for the dollar, the commitment of traders have come down to the zero line, and from there we've had a big peak up, a big move up in the dollar. So at the moment we are at an oversold extreme. The commercials are just here, just above the zero line on the chart here, and we're just expecting a turnaround in the dollar. We're expecting it to firm up, and from it's difficult to know quite when, but I am expecting it to firm up. We have gone flat the last 3 or 4 weeks. This is basically what it's done in the past. It's gone down, it's gone flat, and then we move up. So this is what I'm waiting for. I don't think we've got much longer to wait, another 2 or 3 weeks perhaps. And the dollar's basically going to firm across the board. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and from the information we've got from this, I'll be doing a chart showing the divergences between different currencies and pairs, and the extremes of those. There will be a report in the Members Centre tomorrow, so that'll be the extremes of the divergences on the Commitment of Traders report. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully see you again next week.